Welcome to the Endocrine Alchemist blog. I'm Joyce Valencia, endocrine nurse practitioner, spiritual coach, and energy healer. Here I share insights on the connection between your hormones and your chakras, as well as wisdom from the Akashic Records, angelic realm, and beyond. My intention is to guide you in raising your vibration, aligning your energy, and stepping into the fullness of who you are. Today's blog is Tuning Your Soul, the Power of Intention in Your Spirituality. Have you ever noticed how some days you feel as though you've reached an apex of harmony, while other days you feel like you're out of tune? That isn't random. It's also not about the full moon, any planet in retrograde, and no part of a menstrual cycle or hormonal pathway. It's energetic. We have our good days and bad days, and that's okay. We are radios tuning into different frequencies, our mindset subsequently aligning to the frequency with which we resonate. This is why the potency of setting an intention is more powerful than simply setting a goal. An intention aligns you with higher vibrations, such as peace, love, and joy. However, your intention can also align you to lower forms of energy, such as fear, worry, or doubt. What's the difference between goals and intentions? The word goal often appears when it comes to personal development and even spiritual development. There's a difference between those two. Goals are about finishing a project, reaching a milestone, or hitting a certain target. While goals have their place, they exist in the material world, where they are governed by external, measurable, and often future-oriented parameters. Intentions, however, live in the energetic realm. An intention is not something you check off a list. It is the forward momentum that directs every step you take. When you set an intention, you're declaring to the universe, this is the vibration I choose to adopt. It's less about striving and more about aligning. When working with my coaching clients, I focus primarily on their intentions while straddling the lines to set goals for their spiritual growth. One client expressed frustration about developing her psychic abilities. I placed further emphasis on her intentions because intuitive development is not so much about goal setting. And when we focused on her intentions through our coaching session, she achieved a major breakthrough in her psychic abilities. Tuning the radio of your energy. We are like walking, talking radios, constantly broadcasting and receiving signals. The frequency we carry determines what we attract and how we experience life. If your radio dial is tuned to static, you'll hear noise. I would argue that many of us living in modern societies often encounter this problem. But the moment you fine-tune the dial to a clear frequency, adjusting your antennae accordingly, the music comes alive. Delving further in my nifty metaphor of a radio, our intentions are the act of turning that dial. We choose which frequencies we want to connect with by consciously choosing our intentions, bossa nova, country, or R&B, rather than accidentally tuning into heavy metal music. Similarly, we can choose to tune into frequencies of love, compassion, creativity, or wisdom, rather than unconsciously sensitizing ourselves to fear, insecurity, anger, anxiety, or resentment. When we wake up each day without intention, our frequency is left vulnerable to whatever energy surrounds us. But when we anchor our day in a higher intention, we protect our vibration and strengthen our connection to the universal current of light. Every morning I get out of bed to start my morning ritual, I envision myself going through a high-tech security clearance. This state-of-the-art laser technology scans my body and aura for lower forms of energy and systematically neutralizes the stagnant energy it detects. And as I brush my teeth and my imaginary security scan finishes, I set the intention that I will have a great day. And you know what? I do. I even have a trigger point set up in my house, which is the garage door. As I drive out of the garage door, again in my head, triggers the alarm system if I leave without setting that intention. So when I'm caught in the swing of patient after patient working in the clinic, I can energetically reset so I don't absorb that energy. When a coworker is stressed, I don't absorb that anxious energy. This, I find, is a constant daily spiritual practice that I believe everyone can do in their own way, but feel free to use mine as an experiment. It boasts state of the art imaginary laser technology, after all. How does intention raise your vibration? Intentions are powerful because they are rooted in the present moment. They call us into awareness and invite us to embody energy, not just chase outcomes. Entrepreneurs, pay attention to this. Each time you set an intention, you're not only shaping your mindset, but also broadcasting your frequency into the universe. Attraction happens through vibration. When your intention is aligned with higher vibrations, you naturally elevate your energy field. You begin to notice synchronicities, feel more grounded, and move through life with a sense of grace. The lower frequencies, fear, judgment, ego, paranoia, lose their grip because you've shifted the dial to a different channel. Remember, intention is not about control. It's about alignment. A common misconception is that we must fear low vibrations, but fear itself is a low vibration. You cannot be tuned into love and fear at the same time. The dial only picks one station. The truth is, when you are intentional about raising your frequency, you naturally step beyond fear and achieve a state of neutrality. In fact, you are no longer on the spectrum of emotions. You have effectively stepped out of this paradigm to see it all happen before your eyes rather than being caught up in it yourself. By choosing higher frequencies through your intentions, you don't have to battle the lower ones. You simply stop feeding them. And when all of us are able to achieve this skill, we raise the overall consciousness for the betterment of mankind. Your life is your frequency. Each day, you have the choice to tune your antenna toward the noise of fear or the music of love. What intention will you set today? I'd love to hear your reflections. If you're interested in where a coaching session might help with setting your intentions, reach out to me on my website at joycevalencia.com. Together, let's raise the vibration. Thanks for listening.